Hello and welcome to Dash Force News. Today I've got a very exciting video for you. I'm joined with Michael from Dash Force China, and we're going to be giving you an update of what's going on and things to come as well. Thanks for joining me today, Michael.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me today, Mark.
Yes, yeah, we've got a lot to talk about, and I know the Dash community is excited to hear about this stuff. So first off, we've had a lot of new followers and subscribers to the channel, so they might not be familiar with what Dash Force China is. So very, very quickly, could you just give a quick recap, just a brief introduction of what Dash Force China actually is?
So it started off with China actually being a little bit isolated off from the community. China doesn't get access to Twitter or Facebook or even YouTube. So they don't see all the cool stuff that Dash Force News has been putting out. So Mark had this cool idea of trying to make a separate new content for China. And this is a pilot program to actually put what we have on Dash Force News and bring that to China. Because Dash Force News has been invaluable to supporting Dash. And that's definitely something that China needs. So this was really a pilot program to try to bring a lot of the content that we have here into China. And that was kind of our initial objective. And through all our experiences, we had this crazy wild ride in China as well. And I think Mark has learned a lot, and I have learned a lot about China and the various reasons of why. When we first started the project, we said Dash is one of the most popular coins in the international community, and it's actually not very well known in China. And that's what we wanted to set out to do. We set out to kind of bring a lot of the news from Dash into China. So that, do you want to ask me a bit more about this, or should I just continue?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that was a fantastic answer as always. So essentially, we kind of went into the situation blind because, as Michael correctly says, China is a learning curve, obviously, because of the Great Firewall of China. And yeah, the first month was the initial test run to see what works, what doesn't work. And yeah, so let's try and talk about what was the original game plan going in? What did we originally have planned for the first month? And then we can talk about what we went on from there afterwards.
Sure. So initially we thought, let's just bring the content from Dash Force News, the cool news that we had, and bring it to China. But the moment we start bringing that over, we immediately hit some roadblocks. And that's with censorship. So we know now why there's a Great Wall, because China doesn't like a few particular things. For example, they don't like talking about drugs. So you can't freely talk about, let's say, Dash is being used for pot. Even though it's in the US, even though it's legal there, you do not want to talk about that in China. That's like straight away, execution level criminal offense. Next up, we do have other issues as well, because Dash in the Western media is Dash as cash. It can be used as kind of a currency replacement, and that is a big no-no for China. So we realized that there were actually huge restrictions on what we can talk about freely, and we immediately realized after uploading our videos onto Youku that it was immediately blocked off. And to make matters worse, we uploaded a lot of articles on Chinese equivalent of Twitter, so that was Weibo, and they can't actually go on there either. So this is the most ridiculous part. So China does have very, very strong control over the content they can put out, and definitely saying that Dash is cash, which is the main motto of Dash, is different. There are still a lot of other advantages of Dash as well. So we kind of had to go back to the drawing board and figure out, what can we say? So it's actually really unfortunate, and I do have to kind of apologize because I am Chinese, and it's a shame that this is happening in China. But at the same time, this is the game we have to play if we want to go into China. We can't really just go in there and just ignore all the laws and ignore kind of what they have to do. In fact, we can't even say anything. In fact, if you make a website there, you have to apply for a permit, and that permit can get revoked if you say things that you're not meant to say. That's culturally inappropriate. And this is why there must be more knowledge about China in the Western market as well. If you look at my channel, I'm trying to do a Chinese spotlight, and I'm trying to inform you guys here of kind of what's going to go forward. But we have actually in the first month of our pilot program figured out what we can talk about, we can talk about technology, we can talk about the master nodes, we can talk about the community and building a community there as well. So it was kind of like a trial and error. We initially had a plan to publish X many articles, and we didn't know about censorship, but it was all the way back into the drawing board and figuring out what we can talk about and what we can't talk about.
Yes. So just to be clear, for those unfamiliar with China, they have their own social media, and it's been a big learning curve for me as well, because where we can just post things typically on any social media platform, within China, there's an approval process. So they vet basically everything to make sure it adheres to terms and conditions of China policy. So it's been an interesting adventure, but it's been a very worthwhile first month because we've learned a lot and we've tested the boundaries and we now know what they are.
Yeah, in fact, I do want to say one thing. I want to thank Alexei as well. So Alexei is part of the Dash core team in China. I've been contacting with him. I've been calling him up, basically saying, "Hey, Alexei, like, what can I do here? How can I do this? And what are the rules? What are the regulations?" And he helped me immensely on this. So shameless plug for Alexei. I've been in contact with him a lot, and in fact, he wants to contact Brian as well. So we done a lot of bridging between what Dash Force can do in China and what the Dash core is doing as well. So there's a lot of background work that we have done over the past month.
Okay, so now we've learnt the lessons and we've tested the boundaries of the first month. We're now in the second month of the Dash Force China project. So how has the plan of action changed, and can you tell us why it changed for those reasons?
So right now we're primarily focused on videos because we did have a grasp of how to publish videos and what topics we can chat about. So recently I've done videos, say, for example, the Dash conference call. I translated the core topics over there and brought that to the Chinese people's attention, and that was good. We also have the Skatopia. We also have kind of the USC fighters, the airplanes, the Dash organization, as well as DAO. Also, I talked a lot about evolution as well. So technology and organization and the fun things that we're doing. So we're currently testing waters with these videos, and videos are a great way to kind of interact with the Chinese audience because they've read a lot about what Alexei's doing over there as well. Alexei's doing a lot of news. So we're kind of saying, hey, they haven't done lots of videos, and all the videos I've done, they're in English. So why don't we do kind of the videos that I've been doing on my channel, that style, and bring that to China and to test what they like, and also to kind of grow the channel there. So that's what we've primarily been focused on. And also, of course, I do want to do one thing to cut in. I am working with Alexei to get a lot of Dash Force new stuff on big forums as well. So that's one thing in the works for the future as well. So I'm pretty excited for what we can do in China.
Fantastic. So I'm sure a lot of people watching now are going to be asking the question, where can they see this Dash Force China content?
Awesome. So that's a great question. So there's two places where you can access it. So if you want to go on YouTube, which is the most convenient way, I've uploaded all my videos, including the ones that were kind of censored off, onto YouTube. So that's the easiest way to access it. And also that's available for the Chinese community outside of China as well. So for Taiwan, Malaysia, the people who can access YouTube, it's on there. If you guys want to go to the original content, it's on something called Youku. So that's Chinese YouTube. It's past the Great Firewall. So you might have some difficulties viewing the video because if it's past the Great Firewall, there might be connection issues for there as well. So you can either view it on YouTube or on Youku, and I do publish my videos on the Weibo account as well. So that's Chinese Twitter, so I do link it over there as well. So there's 3 places to visit, either YouTube, Youku, or Weibo.
Excellent. And in the video description and in the article, I will link to the YouTube channel. So if you're a Westerner and you're watching this, I would probably advise you go to the YouTube one, because it's more pleasant experience. And we're kind of keeping that as kind of as a archive as well to upload things and stuff as well. So yeah, that I would recommend watching that. Yeah, so moving forward, as Michael runs a very successful YouTube channel, Box Mining.
31 subscribers, 31K subscribers. Woot.
Absolutely amazing. He's absolutely killing it right now, and he puts out fantastic content. I'm sure many of you recognize Michael anyway, if this is the first time you've seen him from his Box Mining channel, which is part of the reason why we scooped him up for Dashforce, because he puts out such great content. So we're really pleased to have him on the team. So just to be clear, moving forward, as Michael at the moment is working on this sort of part-time, because he has his own, has other commitments as well. We're creating 8 videos per month now, I believe it is, and working with the Chinese community groups and various social media as well to help syndicate those and discuss and help grow, help build a grassroots movement. But talking of Box Mining, I hope Michael won't mind me saying this, but he's in a bit of a rush. He's got to pack his bags and he's got to go off, and he's going somewhere exciting. Can you tell us a bit more about that? I think you know where I'm going with this.
Yes, so I'm going to Shanghai, so one of the biggest cities in China tomorrow. I'm super excited. I get to talk to the CEO of BTCC. So if you guys remember, Bobby Lee had the CEO of BTCC. He was polling people what he should add on his exchange, and I will have the chance to talk to him. You know, why haven't you added Dash? You know, that is one big question I really wanted to ask him, because Dash is such a cool coin, and I would love to hear what he has to say about that, and I would love to push him for that as well.
Yes, and for those of you that don't know, BTCC is the biggest Bitcoin exchange in China. That's correct, right? I have got that right.
Probably like they fight between 1 and 2. So
yeah, but the influence they have is absolutely huge. So yeah, this would be a great thing, and I'm so happy to have Michael as a representative. Which also brings me to another thing with the core summary call. I've not yet discussed this with Michael or the Dashforce team, but from that conference call, it came out that on the 10th of September, I believe, they'll be going to the Blockchain International Summit in Beijing. And I would love to get Michael to get boots on the ground, working with the core team. We know the core team is going to be having face-to-face meetings with the biggest Bitcoin exchanges and mining operators there. And it'd be great to have Michael there, not only interview the Dash team, but also talking to people as well, whether it's helping out with translating, seeing some of the key players there, and also seeing what's new and innovative there. And maybe I can twist the guy's arm to let me come over and perhaps be the cameraman and see if we can make some partnerships. How do you feel about that? Are you up for that?
That sounds super exciting, because, you know, when I saw that, I was like, I have to go there. I have to meet the Dash core team. I have to contribute, because, you know, I do speak English and Chinese, and that's one huge asset that I can bring to the team. You know, there's a lot of people who, you know, either don't only speak English or only speak Chinese, and I think having me there will be a huge asset, and that's why I was like, immediately, I want to help. I want to help you guys there. So definitely, I would be super excited for that. And also, it'll be a great chance to see what's going to go on in China, because you do know China loves mining, and, you know, Dash mining in China is going to be huge. You know, literally, you know, everyone was talking about having, you know, open source ASIC designs, and this is just going to explode in China. So I think we're going in at the right time. The business development team was amazing. I watched the conference call, and, you know, the amount of stuff they have there is incredible. And of course, Core is crazy. Dash Labs has been crazy. So I'm just so excited for this.
Yes, and Michael is perfectly situated as well, because when Evan and some of the team relocates to Hong Kong, Michael will not be too far away. So I want to get him to play a more active role in that. And I'm trying to, well, I will be pushing behind the scenes for Michael to have an interview with Evan. And also, I would like to get Dash more exposure. And the great thing about Michael is what, 31,000 subscribers. So I want to see if I can get Evan to go on your channel so you can talk to him about Dash Labs and things in specific, because I want you guys to work together. We need to get this communication and message out to the world. And there's so much blockchain, cryptocurrency noise coming from Southeast Asia at the moment. We see Japan integrating Bitcoin businesses left, right, and center. And I believe the trend is just going to continue. So having you there, I think you're going to be instrumental to this. So yeah, it's going to get bigger, better, and hopefully we can work something out. But right, so is there anything else that you would like to say, or would you like me to wrap this up so you can pack your bags?
I do want to say I did do an English video with Dash Master Notes. If you guys haven't watched that, that was featured on the Dashforce News website, but that was purely about Dash Master Notes, and I do want to do more videos on evolution as well. So I did both. I did more Chinese videos, so I've talked about the block size increase, talked about evolution. I talked about kind of the custom hardware that master nodes are going to bring along. And I do want to do English versions of this. So if you guys do want to come in my channel, do check it out. I do talk a lot about Dash and its technologies there. So check out boxmoney.com.
Yes. And also, you just reminded me, actually, the Dash Aerosports, the racer, yeah. Dash Air Force One. I believe we'll be going to China fairly soon. Oh yeah, and we have a really good relationship with Scott, and he actually offered to take us out like VIP in the actual plane. So, but the event was actually in Texas, but obviously I'm in the UK, so I can't do that. But if he goes to China and he's repping Dash, I might politely ask Scott if you, Biden, you'd be up for it, whether you'd be happy to go in the cockpit. Maybe we can set up a pro camera and you can do like a video live. That would be fantastic.
That would be epic, and I'll be going on my channel, and that will just promote Dash to crazy heights. That would be super epic.
Yeah, I'm going to work on that. I think because it would be great to get that out to the Chinese community as well, because I'm sure they'd love a video like that. Hopefully you're brave, because I've seen some of the stunts he does in the plane. So once in a lifetime opportunity.
That's insane. That would be insane. So I'm now super excited.
Right, Scott.
So you're super awesome.
Oh, no worries, mate. I'm super psyched about this as well. So Scott, if you're watching, you know how to contact me. Let's step this up, and maybe we can get even Michael to interview in Chinese and translate it to the community as well. That'd be great. So there's an incentive for you as well to do that. So anyway, thank you all for watching. Thank you to Michael for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed the update, and you can see that we're making progress. It's very exciting times. So much stuff is happening now, and so much to look forward to. So we'll try to do these regular updates once a month, just to let you know what's happening. And also as well, maybe I might be appearing a bit more, maybe on the Box Mining, maybe like once or twice a month as well, just to go over, cool things in Dash, whether it's the new iPhone wallet or whatever. So awesome. Yes, thank you all for watching. I'll put a link in the description for the YouTube Dashforce China, and I'll put a link into Michael's Box Mining channel and the video that he recently done on Dash Evolution as well. So make sure you go give him a follow there. And yeah, keep it locked to Dashforce News. So thanks again, Michael.
See you next time.
Take it easy. Have a great time. So see you soon, and I'll see you on the next Dashforce News video. Okay, bye for now.